Hello everybody. Now we'll try to look into the in wire additive manufacturing process. It is also associated with the some different kind of the common defects. So most of the defects is maybe associated with the related to the what we normally found in case of the welding process, also fusion welding process. That means the defects kind of porosity, this cracking, we can see the some kind of the delamination. That means maybe the shrinkage may happen also, and of course during the welding, that is we know this is a common problem of spatter. So the same kind of problem or kind of difficulties or kind of defects may also arise in case of the wire rack additive manufacturing process. But of course these defects, all these things is necessary to analyze, because finally the accuracy of the part geometry depends on this or quality of the component depends on this particular type of defects existence or not. Therefore, apart from this thing, porosity, high level of the residual stress also one kind of defect, even some kind we can find out some kind of the different kind of the cracking, solidification cracking also we can find out, and as well as the humping may also be possible to observe in case of the wire rack additive manufacturing processes. So definitely all this kind of defects is sometimes this specifically the solidification cracking and even residual stress, they may leads to some sort of formation of the failure of the component. So therefore we have to be very careful when designing the process, choosing the particular process parameter. So all this kind of aspect has to be considered for proper designing of wire rack additive manufacturing process. Now residual stress, definitely when it is associated to some heat transfer is there and non-uniform temperature distribution, even as well as the contraction is there. So the it is always associated with some sort of the residual stress generation in a structure. So that can mostly, we normally say this is a thermal induced strain during the non-uniform expansion or non-uniform cooling also during the cooling phase, that is associated with the wire rack additive manufacturing process. So now induced thermal strain can lead to the formation of the kind of the residual stress, but this induced strain can be distorted material which is deposited. So that amount of the strain generation may affect the distortion or maybe associated with this particular process, but it normally cause the microscopic deformation or that particularly result in the residual stress. So this strain, the thermal strain is basically may cause some kind of the residual stress, but of course distribution can depends on the other parameters, other variations. Some metallurgical effect is also associated for the formation of the residual stress. It means that the phase transformation phenomena also having some influence on this kind of residual stress generation. Now residual stress that result in the component distortion, anyway this distortion as well as the residual stress are there, definitely both can be relaxed or to maybe released to some extent when the fabricated component is unclamped. So definitely then when it is clamped, so that actually induce some sort of, there is a clamping is there even in the structure also, that means it induce some sort of the residual stress in this particular structure. But when there is unclamped, then some sort of relaxation of the residual stress we can observe in a wire rack additive manufacturing structure. Now the best way to minimize the distortion is to regulate the accumulation of the residual stress during the deposition. That is very important because it is a layer by layer deposition process. So if it is possible to minimize the distortion, then definitely you need to regulate the residual stress in the successive layers, or maybe you can say the successive deposition in that process. So if you control the residual stress, maybe to some extent we will be able to control the distortion in this particular component. Actually this distortion and residual stress is one of the very common kind of the problem associated with the wire rack additive manufacturing process. Now cracking and delamination not only induces the production process, but also depend on the material deposit characteristics. So it depends not only on the production process, even the cracking, all these things also associated with the characteristics of the material deposition. So it means that the material deposition strategy affect the residual stress and the cracking formation in the layer by layer deposition process. Now crack within the wire rack manufacturing component can be of the different kind of the sources can be there. One is the solidification crack, that means it depends material solidification quality. So it specifically depends on the type of material and generally caused by the obstruction of the solidified grain flow or high strain during the in the melting pool. So, if we look into the solidification behavior also, their solidified grain flow maybe create some kind of the obstruction in the flow, and that can induce some sort of the solidification cracking, or maybe in this case. So, this completely depends on the solidification behavior of a particular material. So, in other sense we can say it is a more or less more material specific. Apart from this thing, some grain boundary crack may also observe in case of the wire cadmium manufacturing process, because along the grain boundaries the variation, different kind of the grain boundary morphology is there. So, and maybe potential precipitate formation or some sort of the dissolution all actually influence some sort of the grain boundary cracking associated with the wire cadmium manufacturing process. So, apart from this thing, delamination or maybe separation of the adjacent layer with respect to when depositing new layer, how this layer behave with the already deposited layer. So, sometimes they separate with respect to each other, and then because there may be some sort of the underlying material may not properly melted, such that there is a issue to intimate mixing of the new deposited layer with the already existing layer. So, that delamination or the separation may also happen, and that is one of the kind of the problem associated with the wire cadmium manufacturing process typically. To understand this thing, so some sort of the thermal analysis may be useful here, such that whether the previously deposited layer is very the temperature achieved before depositing the next layer also. So, that gap or loss of the temperature after deposition, all this kind of calculation helps to avoid this delamination or the kind of defect associated with the wire cadmium manufacturing process. Now, apart from this thing, porosity is another defect. Porosity basically induces, if you look into this particular PPTs also, that component with the low melting strength. So, porosity is basically normally comes the induced because of the low melting strength material, and due to the micro crack damage, and brings low fatigue properties to deposition through different size and the shape of the distribution. So, then basically porosity induced distribute this formation, and this normally happens the this porosity can also happen entrapment of the different gaseous medium here also. So, that creates some kind of the porosity formation, and of course, it is a during the deposition process mostly associated with the formation of the porosity, and actually induces some induces this low fatigue properties. So, presence of the porosity, and it can induce some sort of the micro crack formation in this particular structure. Now, wire cadmium manufacturing raw material, most of the cases the raw material the as received wire or substrate frequently have the degree of the surface contamination, it is associated with this surface contamination. So, even in welding also, if you want to get a very good weld joint, normally we do some kind of the surface preparation. So, surface preparation means remove the oxide layers, then we can expect very good weld joint, good properties can be expected. But if we in presence of the oxides layer also, that if we join this thing, so this surface contamination can induce some sort of the not very good bonding of the material. So, that is very important. So, surface level of the surface contamination before depositing the next layer has to be considered, and may induce some sort of the porosity formation associated during the deposition process associated with the wire additive manufacturing process. So, these contaminants can be quickly absorbed, basically the oxide layers mostly into the molten pool, and after solidification then only this kind of contaminated layer they actually create some kind of the porosity. For example, we know that even if you follow normal welding also, then aluminum, titanium, they are having very good affinity with the, to form some kind of the oxides. So, therefore, extra protection in the sense that some sort of the shielding gas is required to perform the welding of the aluminum or titanium. Specifically, I am talking about the fusion welding process. So, therefore, the similar kind of the problem may also arise in case of the wire additive manufacturing process. Apart from this thing, humping is another defect, kind of the defect. So, basically humping is the common defect. It is a specifically overhang, when you try to develop some kind of the overhang feature associated with the wire additive manufacturing process, there we can look into this thing when you try to follow some kind of the horizontal deposition, then humping may happen during this deposition process. So, it is simply the sagging bed kind of profile it can create during this process. So, that we can consider as a common defect associated with the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, apart from this thing, to some overall idea of maybe understanding the wire arc additive manufacturing process, that is the associated with the process planning. So, it is very important. The process planning means how we can generate the process path and then how we can plan the path through which the deposition can be followed. So, that is very important aspect in case of the or additive manufacturing process, or designing of this path is very we can say one of the critical component associated with the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, process planning in wire arc additive manufacturing process, the significant impact on the performance of the geometric accuracy. It is very important because geometric accuracy after deposition, what kind of the surface finish or resolution we can achieve, that can be influenced by the process planning. So, geometric accuracy and the mechanical properties, of course, apart from this thing, the indirectly it also affect the mechanical properties of a layer by layer deposition process. Now, something can be done before the fabrication in the process planning, such that we can achieve a very good deposited layer, or we can achieve very good mechanical properties or achieve very good resolution of a particular printing process. Now, it can be done before fabrication, but one is the important thing is the part orientation. So, which part orientation will retain the most features that can be features while minimizing the thermal distortion and post processing machining use. So, we have to focus on the that one part orientation, definitely look into the part orientation, but that part is having maximum features is associated with this thing, such that we can target this particular feature or part orientation such that the thermal distortion and the machining post processing machining process can be minimized. Apart from this thing, to know the optimum slicing and path planning to be chosen, to know, because if you know the optimum slicing, because first you have to, there is a link that the slicing what way we can follow the strategy for the slicing of a particular process, or that is basically associated with the path planning. So, it is a link basically. So, optimum path plan, optimum slicing having some influence or having some link with the path planning also. Now, apart from this thing, which process parameters we should know, which process parameters influence more, that can be selected to deposit uniform beds and layers. So, definitely we look into this particular parameters, process parameters, that will try to make some kind of the uniform deposit, selected the uniform beds, try to form the uniform beds and uniform layer. So, that kind of the process parameters we need to identify, such that we can adopt this particular process parameters to incorporate in the well designed process planning process. Apart from this thing, which geometric characteristics can be deposited, and because this technique does not give the absolute freedom. So, that is why geometric characteristics can be deposited, that has to be some we have to look into this particular aspect such that process planning can be done effectively. Now, build orientation means part orientation with respect to the deposited layer. So, in which orientation it can be done, which direction the orientation can be performed. So, additive manufacturing process prototypes usually weaker and the less accurate in the z direction, so than the xy plane. So, basically that information is helpful to designing the process planning. Part orientation partially determines the amount of the time required to build the model also. Again it is associated with this part orientation is also associated with the this thing to what is the total amount of the time required that to build a particular model. So, that kind of the calculation is also possible, and it is associated with the part orientation. Apart from this thing, placing the shortest dimension, it is also possible the shortest dimension along the z axis, z direction, and it actually reduces the number of layers in the z direction. So, therefore, since the weak this, if you see the usually weaker in the less accurate in the z direction. So, therefore, we try to minimize the deposited layer along the z direction, and we can give more freedom, more complex features in the x and y direction. So, in that way, apart from this thing, we can capture the features accurately. Apart from this thing, we can minimize the time required if we put the shortest dimension along the z direction. Now, slicing and path planning of wire arc additive manufacturing process, there is a unidirectional 3-dimensional slicing is normally followed. So, in this case the uniform slicing is followed. So, uniform layer thickness, we follow all these things, and that thing, and some cases depending upon the complexity of the problem, adaptive slicing can also be followed. And this, apart from this thing, region based adaptive slicing, feature based inclined slicing can be also followed depending upon the geometric profile. Therefore, unidirectional slicing strategies are typically restricted to manufacturing parts basically. So, basically manufacturing component. So, in that cases unidirectional slicing strategies are more important, and having some kind of the overhang features, and there is a need some kind of the support structure, in particular that cases the unidirectional slicing strategy is most useful. Apart from this thing, the multidirectional slicing strategy approach can also be proposed as a possible solution for the wire arc additive manufacturing process, where the slicing direction change according to the geometric shape. So, definitely the slicing direction change according to the geometric shape. In this particular situation, the multidirectional slicing approach can be adopted, and the same strategy can also be followed in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, apart from this thing, uniform slicing. So, uniform slicing is the each slice has the same top and bottom contours and maintains equivalent slice thickness in the CAD model. So, that is normally called as the uniform slicing process, and restrict the precision of the deposited component due to the staircase effect. So, if you look into the each slice having the top and bottom contours and maintains almost the equivalent or equal thickness, in that cases it can eliminate the staircase component, which is normally associated with the additive manufacturing process. Staircase means, so one deposited layer, the next deposited layer. So, that can be formed if you want to make a very round part. So, that can form in the form of a staircase deposited layer. Now, this staircase effect can be restricted using this uniform slicing, but other thing is that once we restricted the uniform slicing, the only possibility is that if you reduce the slice thickness, but other way also there may be enhancement of the build time if you follow, if you reduce the slicing thickness. So, that can also be observed associated with this uniform slicing. Apart from this thing, adaptive slicing is also there. This approach uses the parallel slices. So, it uses the parallel slices, but parameters for surface finish and the CAD geometry curvature in the deposition direction, particular direction are determined by the slice thickness. So, definitely in these cases the surface finish and the geometry curvature in the deposited direction, it is actually influenced by the slice thickness in case of this particular process. Therefore, if you want to achieve better surface finish, then uniform slicing as impact of the staircase is reducing. So, surface finish is better if you follow the adaptive slicing. So, adaptive slicing means if you want to achieve some kind of surface roughness, then accordingly there is a change of the slice thickness, and of course, it depends on the features, it depends on the geometric features of this particular component. So, that is why accordingly it is a different kind of the strategy can be followed to achieve the particular or to enhance the improve the surface finish in this particular in adaptive slicing process. Now, apart from this thing, region based adaptive slicing, basically one particular region when there is a need to make a very complex features are there. So, to achieve these complex features probably in this very localized position, then in that cases the slice thickness can be reduced, so that we can achieve the more accurate reproduce this particular complex component. So, depositing critical features with the adaptive slicing and non-critical features with the maximum layer thickness to minimize the build point. It means that when there is a need, some very critical features are available required, there you can reduce the slice thickness or you can follow the adaptive slicing, and when there is the non-critical features, there you can see the slicing thickness can be much more, such that build time can be minimized in this particular case. So, that kind of region based adaptive slicing is also one of the way to optimize the slicing process. Then feature based inclined slicing, in this case thickness can vary depending upon the curvature of the feature, unlike uniform and the adaptive slicing. Apart from the uniform adaptive slicing techniques, there may be possibility the thickness can also vary depending upon the curvature. So, that is called the feature based inclined slicing. So, that kind of the slicing strategy can also be adopted in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, path planning strategies for the wire arc additive manufacturing process, we have seen the path planning in wire arc additive manufacturing process actually determines the surface roughness and the dimensional precision of the deposited components. So, therefore, these paths primarily include the external boundaries, internal boundaries, and basically the filling path. So, looking into that internal boundary, what is the external boundary of a particular component and how we can fill the in between area. So, that takes care of this with the effective path planning process of wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, normally wire arc additive manufacturing process, there are different kind of the path planning strategies. One is the raster path. This strategy is based on the plane ray casting in one direction automatically generate raster field path. So, basically poor layer accuracy on the edge and is not parallel to the tool motion direction. So, that kind of the difficulties is there in this particular raster path, although it is simple, effective, but may not be applicable in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Apart from this thing, there is some zigzag path also there. So, it connects the separate parallel lines. So, there are separate parallel lines, it connects into one continuous pass, and there may be some fewer transition resulting in the less build time, hence commonly used for commercial additive manufacturing process. So, this zigzag path is commercially used in is usable in commercial additive manufacturing process, but due to the discretization errors on any borders, its contours may not be very precise what is expected in case of the other cases. But the number of arc extinguishing points, because wire arc additive manufacturing process, therefore there are so many arc extinguish process point may be there. So, in this case the number of arc extinguishing points can be reduced if you follow the zigzag path, but it depends on the complexity of the geometry contours. But at the same time the number of extinguishing points increases depending upon the complexity of the geometry contour. Definitely if the too complex, then number of extinguished points can be much more, and therefore resulting in the increased idles and the reduced deposition efficiency. So, the deposition efficiency can be less in this particular case. So, that means in case of if we try to make the feature is a very complex geometry. So, that may be difficulties associated with the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Now, apart from this thing, there is a contour path. Contour path, it utilizes basically offset geometry, kind of offset geometry contours, and can overcome the poor outline accuracy. So, basically poor accuracy level can be enhanced if we follow some kind of the contour path. In this case, it normally follows the geometric pattern of the boundary contours and improving the manufacturing offset path generation algorithm. So, in this case basically we handling the offsetting the geometric contours, we normally follow the strategy of the contour path. It produces the multiple closed curve that is possible to produce, and particularly in this particular process, contour path is suitable in case of the thin walled structure. In that cases this contour path is more applicable. Apart from this thing, there is a spiral path. Spiral path, this method is basically suited in case of the certain geometric design. So, it is a movement, a spiral path can be followed in specific geometry to solve problems with the zigzag tool path. So, there is where there is a difficulty in the zigzag tool path. So, there we can follow some kind of the spiral path. This is often used in the milling path planning process, and the same path spacing is used and also critical to guarantee, and therefore does not work for wire arc additive manufacturing process. Actually, it is very difficult to make the spiral path is associated with the wire arc additive manufacturing process. Apart from this thing, there is a hybrid path, zigzag and continuous path planning can also be followed. Actually, this strategy produces a continuous path planning process, but for complex polygon which can be subdivided into the sequence of the monotonous polygon. So, there is a this complex polygon, in that cases we can follow this hybrid path, but in this case simply zigzag path is open form and each monotonous for each monotonous polygon, and then followed by the interacting multiple single paths to create a closed continuous path. So, that is normally followed in this case, and it is also capable of producing the filling the patterns for any arbitrarily formed region, reducing the number of welding passes, but increasing the sharp turns. So, that is the one difficulties here also, because in these cases it can increase the sharp turn associated with the hybrid path. So, definitely if we look into that contour path, spiral path and maybe hybrid path, all depends upon the what are the strategy, what are the complex geometry we are handling. Based on that we can decide the strategy, and according to strategically we can make some kind of the path planning associated with the wire additive manufacturing process. But remember, there are these so many path planning processes are available, but some path planning process may be very much suitable in case of the handling the laser based additive manufacturing process when handling the powder material. But not all this path planning is suitable in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. So, there may be some limitation, or maybe depending on, because wire arc additive manufacturing process is mainly associated with the when you try to make some kind of the very large size product, and then it is very small features, very kind of very fine surface finish we cannot expect in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. So, therefore, to look into this aspect, probably accordingly we can divide the path planning strategy such that the build time, all this effect, or as close as we can reproduce the geometric feature in this particular by designing the proper path planning in case of the wire arc additive manufacturing process. So, that is all for this some overview of the wire arc additive manufacturing process, but actually in details we can follow some kind of the additive manufacturing technology. There we can get much details about the wire arc manufacturing process. So, thank you very much for your kind attention.